All right, breaking news. Anthony Davis has signed an extension with the Lakers, adding on 3 years to his contract, as well as another $186 million on top of what he already is making here. And excited to have him here. Possibly, we'll talk about how we feel about the extension here. Looking forward to what's next with Anthony Davis here in LA. And yeah, just a surprise to many of us. We've been discussing what's going on here in LA, looking at this team and how they have turned things around in this last year, and have continued to build on a great offseason. So a lot of stuff to look at real here. Excited to get into it all. It's your boy G here with Alec. This episode of 1600. Thank you for tuning in. Brought to you by Brett with Resigning. Appreciate all the love you guys are showing us. And we'll skip the intro and all that for today and jump straight into this. Is kind of a surprise to all of us. So want to just dive into the news here. Yeah, Alec, what are your first thoughts on the extension of Anthony Davis here in LA?
Yeah, I'll say maybe a surprise to the general consensus, but it is like I think the first day he was eligible for the extension. So basically, as soon as what is that?
I said, excuse me, I almost sneezed.
Oh, yeah. I was like, essentially, like as soon as he was available, the Pelinka and the Lakers made it a priority to get the deal done. I think it was maybe surprising the figure, like him getting the richest contract, but as we know, like as the salary caps continue to increase, guys are gonna continue to get paid more money. Like Jaylen Brown had the title for the richest contract in NBA history for about 2 seconds there before AD got to it now with the deal.
Good.
So, but overall, I think it is smart to lock him in for the foreseeable future. As he is still in his prime, in the back end of his athletic prime, but still in his prime. And at 30 years old, he'd be 35 at the end of this deal.
Yeah.
I think he'll still be playing a high level of basketball at that point. So it makes sense to me.
What do you think of our championship window here in LA now that he's extended for that amount of time?
Yeah, I think the window is interesting with also having a declining still superstar in LeBron, who's what is he, 38 now?
Yep.
The window is tricky there with the injury concerns for both of them, the age concerns for LeBron, and as well as his contract. I forget. I think it's next year. That's the last year of it. Likely that he extends and stays in LA. He's talked about wanting to play with Bronny. The health issues aside for Bronny, if he's in the NBA draft, I believe he still wants to play with Bronny, and they probably would prefer to do it in LA. So it gets tricky with that, but just with their level of play when they're both on the floor, I'd say you probably have a 1 to 2 year window. I feel like we may have said that for previous years, but LeBron he's approaching 40 now, so it's like Father Time is undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
I think, he just played at all the NBA level once again last season, so it's not ridiculous to say that he could do that again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you will start to see even more of a decline, and even if it's more so physical and not his talent, you're going to see a little bit more of a decline. So I'd say 1 to 2 years of this specific duo. AD probably has 3, maybe 4 years of his window if you have the right pairing and the right pieces around them. But just this duo, probably 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I will say that though LeBron is getting up there in age, he still tries his best to stay young. He was seen at Brent Faiyaz's concert a couple of days ago, dancing and all kinds of stuff, having a good time. So definitely a guy that though his age is going up, he still finds ways to stay young in his own ways and produce at high quality, as you pointed out. So I still think the window is open to the question that we asked. I think seeing how we bounced back at the end of last year, and it's really, truthfully, less about us and more so about the competition. I think us in a vacuum, that there are flaws there that can be pointed out and all kinds of things that surely us as the critical Lakers fans can diagnose. But seeing that we haven't really, there's not many teams truly claiming the throne, however you want to describe it, amongst the rest of the league. There's not many standouts. Just the Nuggets emerged at the end of last year. But it took them a moment, as dominant as they were, and folks even still may even have their doubts, even after they had a great run they did last season. So seeing that the West in a way is open, seeing that the East is not as dominant as we had once seen. Remember, we are a tier list, and we had ranked the tiers as a lot of Eastern teams as clear top guys, and they all kind of crumbled along the way. Seeing that the doors open, I think LeBron and AD can stay healthy enough in that context, with the help now put around them, to potentially get the job done in these next couple of years. So yeah, I do see that happening for us. And I hope that Anthony Davis is available enough to that point to get the job done here. So looking forward to all of that and how that will be played out. And then with that as well, talking about LeBron and him getting up there in age, do you think AD with that can usher in the future of the Lakers as well? Or you think that he kind of goes as LeBron does?
Yeah, I mean, like with this massive contract, I think like when he's playing at the top of his game, he's worth that value
Sure.
because of what he provides on both ends of the floor, and he's tasked with doing so much defensively for this Lakers team and
Hmm.
being the anchor for us in that way.
Yeah.
So he's definitely worth that money when he's playing at his absolute best. We
Yep.
just need to see the consistency. And if we do see more of the consistency and he's able to play 65 games out of 82 as opposed to 50 or whatever,
Right.
I think he can be a linchpin like for this Lakers team. He can be someone that can usher in the future. I mean, we've seen him in lesser situations, like with lesser talent around him in New Orleans.
Sure.
Yes, he was younger, but he was dominant and was able to drag those teams to the playoffs. I think with the right players around him, and a co-partner, whether it's LeBron or whether it's someone younger in the future,
Yep.
I think he'll definitely keep the Lakers competitive. I don't know that it necessarily is the same like championship expectation every year that you get with the cachet of
Hmm.
LeBron next to him, but I think he keeps them a competitive playoff team if you have the right pieces around him. So I do believe that he can usher in the future. It's mainly about his health, and
Hmm.
then if he's healthy, it's about his motor and his consistency. But yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that as well. We haven't seen too many times where AD has been the full lead in that. We've seen moments where LeBron was out for months, and actually, am I saying that right? Where we've seen months when AD has been out for months and LeBron is carried, but when AD has been um, the lead, we haven't seen too many moments of him slowly running the show. Times when
It was
LeBron has gone
some
down,
last year with LeBron
there,
being
there,
out for a
there's a
month.
little bit, but
But
even in that, didn't he get hurt himself during that stretch and ended up sitting down for some time?
he
Like,
got
where's
hurt
my
for
period?
yeah, he got hurt for some of it. For some of it. But
Sure.
yeah.
So just saying that, yeah, we haven't seen too much of him as the sole lead for this squad. I definitely am interested to see how that would play out. But to the point that we mentioned earlier, just about the competence of Rob Pelinka, who has stepped up really this last year grandly. I definitely think he can find pieces to put around AD that can replace, or how you want to describe it, LeBron in the future, and continue to keep this team top tier as we always carry ourselves to be. So yeah, I think it can work. We've had our doubts. I know we've had a few episodes now. We've looked at AD, talking about being overrated, underrated, and think the hate is deserving all of that. And while that may still be the case, I do think that looking forward, that the tide can still turn for him in the right direction, and he can be the guy that we all want him to be. So yeah, excited to have him here for the time being. Was there any scratching of the head when this happened? Was there any look at like, why are we doing this because of injury things, or you still believe fully that he is our guy?
No, not really any scratching of the head. Actually, I mean,
Mhm.
sometimes you do get that feeling when you see such a massive number, and
There
especially
has been
for
talks about trades and all that. There's been years of this now, so
yeah,
just throwing it out there.
yeah. But like even with the injury concerns, like you do see like what he's capable of when he's healthy and when he's playing at his absolute best. Like he is a top 5 guy
Right.
with what he can do on both sides of the floor. So yeah, no, not really a head scratcher in any way. As I think we've talked about on previous episodes, like more teams than not in the league would love to have Anthony Davis, like
Sure.
despite the injury concerns, what he can bring when he's healthy. Um, so no, I think it makes a lot of sense for his value, his age, what he brings,
Mhm.
him having brought a championship to LA already,
Correct.
um, and having gone to the Western Conference Finals last year again in a year that had its roller coaster ups and downs and looked like they could end up missing the playoffs. They were able to make that push to come a series away from the finals. So he has produced amidst some of the ups and downs, and I think he's earned uh, that contract. So
I agree with that. Yeah, looking forward to see what's next with this Lakers squad. We've dissected their roster, and then with the addition that we've made this offseason already. As time has gone on, just any further thoughts on this squad right now, as we still are in the dog of the summer, waiting for the season to start.
mhm. Yeah, we talked about, both of us had I guess not issues, but like we were hoping that they kind of shore up that 5 position, that center
Yeah,
spot for the Lakers. And I saw some discussion that the Lakers are confident in like having Jackson Hayes next to AD in the starting lineup as the 5, and
sure.
and I think that can work like in spot, like I think that can work for 20 minutes of the game, 18 to 20 minutes or something like that. But I do feel that they still need, and I believe it is still a priority in getting some more interior size down there to bang with some of the larger 5s in the league.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, I'm optimistic about this team. As you said, it is kind of open in the league, but I will say the West is highly competitive and more competitive than the East. So
For
they are
sure.
going to need to. They can't start off 5-15 again or whatever,
Yeah,
like they did last year. I think you have the players in place that you've shown chemistry with in last year's run, and then we brought in some role players that can be impactful as well. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing this team in the preseason and seeing how they're gelling and working together. But I'm optimistic about this Lakers team. Like I said, I think I stamped them as a top 4 seed in the West,
Yeah.
and I believe they'll do so.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I hope we don't get the wrong message from last season. I hope these guys aren't like, all right, we can kind of do whatever in the regular season. As long as we get in, we can figure
Yeah,
it out. Like, I hope they understand, like, no, we should have been that we shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, and that we need to make sure we come out with a hot start and get into a better position earlier on, so that one, the chemistry is made, so that once we do get in that spot,
mhm.
we don't stumble and fall apart as we kind of did in that final series. And all that comes with it. So yeah, I hope we come out swinging early on, and Anthony Davis comes out on a mission himself,
Yeah,
especially now that he's paid. So
yeah.
yeah, looking
Would
forward to
love
the
to see
season.
would love to see them, and especially AD on that 2020 type of time where
Sure.
it was dominance night in, night out, especially on the defensive end, and
Yeah,
just kind of controlling games from start to finish. Even close, even lost games were always close. Like it
right.
was competitive. So I'd love to see that type of energy from them
Yeah,
because it was
absolutely.
different that year. So
Very different, and we see the result. It was a grand return in the end for it. So yeah, looking forward to what's going on here. I've been trying to pull up any kind of reactions, and it seems like it's all praise for the most part. I've gotten out of the toxic Lakers side of Twitter where folks are always hating on stuff. It seems to be a lot of love and all of that. I guess I'll throw this out there. People have been talking about it again recently. We had a discussion a while ago, so I don't know if we sparked it. I don't want to jump too far out there, but there's been the talks about LeBron and AD getting their statues or playing Staples again. I've seen a lot of that talk. We started early a while ago with that. But what do you think about these two literally cementing themselves as Laker legends down the road?
um, yeah, I mean, I could see it in the future. Like if they get one more ring, I could definitely see the argument for it.
Sure.
I think Gene they talked to Genie, I think, about the jersey retirement, like and required for you to get your jersey retired with the Lakers, and she was basically saying like you just have to be a Hall of Famer essentially and play for the purple and gold. So LeBron for sure is getting his jersey retired, and AD will probably get his jersey retired as well.
Yeah.
Statue is like almost another level in itself too.
Correct.
I can see LeBron getting one for sure, just with who he is in the whole scope of the league too, not even just the Lakers. AD, I feel like we still got to see more. Like I said, I think another championship definitely like seals more, stamps them more as like Laker legends. Because the Laker legends have all won multiple championships here, so they get another one, they're stamped as legends, and I could definitely see statues for them.
It'll be a situation where, at this point, it is what it is. We see the love that they have, and there's a lot of folks that both support them and within the organization. They clearly there's a lot of love, and they want to give them the world. It seems for these guys. So one day I see both these guys. I see LeBron, as you point out, for sure getting one at some point. AD with the right ending with this contract, if he plays out the rest of his career here, as we hope he does. Yeah, he definitely could get one as well. But down the line, 20 years from now, when me and my kids walk into crypto and they say, "Hey, who's Anthony Davis over there?"
Hopefully, it's not called crypto by then, too.
Right. But whoever it's called, when we're walking in there, I will tell the truth. I will be honest about it. I will give him this praise, of course, but we'll tell the full story. So that's how that will go. But definitely won't hate too much, I guess, about him being cemented outside of that arena there. So yeah, excited to see how that all plays out. Hopefully that comes to fruition, which will result in him having some grand rest of his play here and all of that. So we shall see.
Yeah. To another point to your earlier question about like, was it like a head scratcher at all to see the AD contract? I feel like there probably would have been like more criticism of the deal had they like got bounced in the first round or like lost in the play-in or something like that. Like if they didn't have the run to the Western Conference Finals, then there'd probably be some more people upset about it. But I think with them turning it around and having that deep run, it definitely gained him more favor, like in the eyes of Lakers fans, for sure.
Definitely. So I get what you're saying, and yeah, excited to see what AD does. I thought it was out at the very end, talking about the future of the Lakers and all of that. Don't want to write these guys off too just yet, but just for the fun of it. There are times when we look at guys and we see them as future Lakers. We see we saw Dwight, and when he was in Orlando, and like one day we got to get him in purple and gold. We saw even though it didn't work out, people were clamoring at the time, though we didn't fully like him, Chris Paul, and wanted that trade to happen. And people were
I wanted it at the time.
Yeah, we all did. So and wanted that to happen. There are guys that we see as the next step of the Lakers, whether it comes true or not. In that same regard, we talked about the Lakers and the next era with alongside AD. What guys do you see any guys in the league right now as the next Laker great potentially, or do you still think that there's some improvement that guys need to make before they can truly carry that mantle?
It's a good question, and we definitely have talked about this in the past. There are like those Kobe disciples, but a lot of them are kind of like the faces of those franchises. Like Trae Young in Atlanta is kind of the face of that. Devin Booker in Phoenix, I really see him playing his whole career out there.
Yeah, he's looking Lakers to me. He's Phoenix for sure.
Exactly. Like Tatum in Boston, like that's a hard jump to make. Obviously, he's one of the bigger Kobe disciples, but that's a hard jump to make straight from Boston superstar to then Lakers superstar.
Yeah.
So I feel like it has to be kind of a more like younger up and coming star in a way, like he maybe doesn't have the name like it, but like a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or like he's not necessarily superstar, but like a guy like Halliburton, like a younger up and coming star, like a LaMelo or something like that.
Got it.
That's a star up and coming. He's not really like face of the franchise. Like it would make sense if the team moved him, that kind of thing. So
it's hard too because in the past, for a long while, which is part of why we were anti for both of LeBron and AD when they first got here. We're used to developing at least somewhat, developing our guys for the draft. Like we got all of our main guys were like Lakers start to finish in a way. So having guys come in this way where they're traded for or signed to us and all of that, it didn't feel right to us, which is why we were so against it for some time. But yeah, then we could see guys that you mentioned as future Lakers that can carry the mantle in a grand way. And also, I guess back to that point, that's what we possible. There are guys we've seen in the draft every year pop up with grand potential, and it's very possible that some guys come up soon that could be the next Laker great. So looking forward to however that plays out. Excited for what we have in the building right now, and yeah, definitely we'll be tuned into it all. So good stuff there. Let's go ahead and do it, man. I almost didn't do it, but let's go ahead and do it. We haven't done an NBA grid in a couple of days. We'll go ahead and do an NBA.
Just one,
and be out of here. Does any of these have a Laker thing on there at all? This one does. There we go. So crossover grids has Lakers on here today, so which is perfect. So we'll go ahead and knock this out and go from there. As always, we'll put 7 minutes on the clock. That's our lucky number, I guess, and roll from there. Up top, they have undrafted. They have the Hornets and they have the Wizards. Down the side, they have the Spurs, our Lakers here, and then one NBA championship. So excited to see how we do with that. We'll put 7 minutes on the clock, and here we go.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of Wizards and Lakers. Like obviously Kuzma, obviously Russ. I was thinking like
Kuz for a championship. Kuz won championship. He was on our team, right?
Yeah.
Because who else on the team has the?
Does it have to be like while they were in that uniform for this grid?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it. Any other Wizards you can think of real quick before I do that?
For an NBA championship?
Yeah.
Dwight.
Dwight was a Wizard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a Wizard.
Yeah.
We can use him for Lakers Hornets also, I believe, right? He was in Charlotte for a second, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll use Kuzma here if this works. Yeah, 15%, whatever.
Not bad.
You
want to do Dwight there?
Yeah. Or who else may have been there real quick before we do that?
I forget. I used Kendall Marshall for one. I forget if he was on the Hornets.
Yeah, I think it was that. I'm willing to try it if you are.
I know he was like Suns.
I'm willing to try it if you are.
You can try it. Like it's a shot.
Nope.
It wasn't that. It was Suns.
Right.
It was Suns.
All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll put Dwight here or Dwight at the bottom.
Oh, for NBA championship. Wait, come on, man.
Nope. Don't do it.
I'm trying to think of another Hornets player that had a championship.
Did not go.
You're the one that did it.
No. Get past it.
I am past it. You not.
There's too much there right now.
I'm trying to think if there's another Hornets player with a title. You can just do Dwight. You can do Dwight for the title. Yeah.
There we go. Who was undrafted on that last team we did? Well, also going back, here's a name. Was Sasha Vujacic drafted?
I don't know.
Was Jordan Farmer was drafted at UCLA?
I would think so. I don't remember.
Who else was on that team? Oh my gosh.
Austin Reeves undrafted. That's probably a big number.
That's fine.
Oh, you're doing for the championship one?
Yeah.
I was thinking of just Lakers players, but yeah.
Austin.
Uh-huh.
What?
Oh, he wasn't on the 2020 team.
Oh, for undrafted. I put in the wrong spot. All right. Whatever. Can I not click it? I guess I used this. So I can't use them again. I might reset. I guess I messed up. Hold on. All right. This is a rare situation here. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. I'm resetting this. All right. Kuzma. Dwight. Austin here. Gosh.
I didn't know that. Like, if you guess wrong with one, it won't let you use it again.
Yeah, neither did I. So we learned on the fly here. Good to know. Undrafted, one championship.
Oh, I was gonna say KCP for Wizards Lakers.
Contavious. Yep.
7, not bad. Hornets, Lakers. That's another Hornets.
Wizards, Spurs. Didn't that one dude on the Spurs a while ago that had no ACLs, DeJuan Blair? Didn't he play for the Wizards after the Spurs, or am I tripping?
He might have. I remember the Spurs for sure.
Yeah.
He might have.
Did Steven Jackson play for? I know he played for the Spurs.
Right.
He played for
Spurs, Indiana. I don't remember other places. Oh, Tony Parker. He's going to be a big number, but for Hornets, Spurs.
We're not even trying for percentage at this point. Let's just cross the board off. I cut the clock. I didn't reset the clock, so the clock is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2.5 minutes left, so let's keep going from there. Spurs undrafted. Wait,
because I feel like a lot of their guys could be, but
who's looking over there right now? I'm blank. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Undrafted, won championship. I'm putting the Laker guys, of course. I mentioned Sasha. Was Luke drafted?
Yeah, I believe so.
Was DJ Benga on that team? No, that's right after, I think, we were bad. Was Sacre on that team?
Mbenga might have been on Mbenga might have been on 2009 or 2010. You want to throw Mbenga on there for undrafted?
Keep in mind, I want to try it. Yeah, there we go. Great grab. 73%. All right, 0.73%.
I remember him popping up at Kobe's last game. I was like, what?
Yeah, what? How did you get in?
Spurs.
Yeah. I said DeJuan Blair. Who else would be over there? Did Ish Smith ever play for the Spurs?
I always think of him when I see Wizards, but I don't think the Spurs is one of the teams he played for.
Oh, you said you played for the Wizards?
Yeah.
What did I just say? My bad. I just went Ish Smith. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did Ramon Sessions ever play for the either of them?
Like Charlotte? I feel like he might have played for Charlotte, but I don't know if he played for the Hornets. He might have played for the Bobcats.
Did Smush Parker play for the Hornets? Didn't he play for the Hornets?
I don't know.
We have 30 seconds, so I'm gonna try it.
Where did Smush go after the Lakers?
Anywhere? No, not there, I guess. All right. Oops. All right. Wizards and Spurs. I said DeJuan Blair. I'll try that. I got that right.
I know he was a big name, but was Ginobili drafted?
Oh.
This may come off as a casual question, but I don't remember if he was.
He was, yeah. Oh, well. Bruce Bowen was there. Malik Monk was there. Should have thought of that one. Alonzo Mourning was down there. Yeah.
Malik Monk. That was the name I couldn't.
Fred VanVleet, of course. Bertans. How do we forget Bertans? Yeah. Oh, well. But good grid. Oh, excuse me. That's the wrong play. Yeah, good grid. Got good stuff talking Lakers and all that. Excited for all that's going on here. Doing it at the last second just for the fun of it, but excited more so for the breaking news today of Anthony Davis getting his extension and staying with the Lakers long term. Looking forward to all that's going to be going on with him, and we'll have more to discuss with him as the season goes along. So good stuff here. This is probably the episode we did this as the news broke, but the episode from the day before actually about talking about the Rams. We have another episode with Jake Gold, who's been on a couple of times with us. Another episode of that dropping. Excited to share that with you as well after this one. So stay tuned for all of that. Appreciate all the love you guys have been showing us. Like, rate, review, subscribe, comment. However you show love, we appreciate it all. Excited to talk to you guys on TikTok and everywhere else. And we'll see you guys again real soon, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Deuces. Man, he was the 57th pick.
No,
he barely.
Oh, man.